everybody, I'm Den Haring. Welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365. You know, recently I had the opportunity to go down to Tennessee, to Knoxville. We were celebrating my anniversary, Lisa and I, my wife, and when we were down there, I was lucky enough to be able to visit some tackle stores. And I actually visited 3 different tackle stores. They were Edgemore Tackle, Dunmore Tackle, and Stinit Outdoors. 3 different tackle stores, all in the Knoxville area. I will put their addresses in the description, so in case you're ever in that area, or if you're down there now and you'd like to visit, you'll be able to take a look at the address and look it up. And what I'd like to show you in a few minutes is we're going to just give you a brief tour of each shop. I want to talk about the pros and cons of each one, what I really liked. I liked all 3 of them, so we'll talk a lot of positives about all 3 shops. They're all a little different in their own way, so that'll be fun to talk about as well. So without further ado, let's go to the tackle stores. Hey everybody, Fish Den 365 here. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee, a little bit away from home in Pennsylvania, and we thought we'd check out some of the tackle stores here. This is Edgemore Outdoors. We're gonna go inside and see what they've got. Then we've got the Megabass section here. And some Megabass buzz baits and spinner baits. I've heard good things about these SV3s. It's a nice one. We may come back for one of those. Alright, then we got a bunch of zoom baits on the wall here. All the way along the wall, all zoom baits. I like the organization of this store. Take a look at this. Very well organized. Kalen's baits. I always like to go to these local stores because they have things you can't find back home and things that you can find. Yamamoto, some Crush Cities. Oh, they got the core tackle stuff here too. Very nice. Okay. Some more reaction innovations, Megabass. Here's the Spark Shads. It's good stuff.
Okay.
Tech. Spill baits.
Hey man, I'm gonna grab my net. Is that your net or mine? That little net?
That one is mine.
Oh, is it?
It's another good one, another good color here. For 15. And we got crappie area here. This is all crappie baits here. Tons of it. Alright, we're in Louisville, Tennessee, and we're at Dunmar Bait and Tackle. Let's take a look inside. So it looks like we got lots of stuff inside here. A lot of crankbaits. Some nice stuff here. I'm gonna have to buy some of this. I like what I'm seeing. Got Strike Kings here. Lots of Lucky Crafts. Got a lot of rods and reels here. Some really nice bandit style crankbaits. More bandits. Yep, we got Berkeley. Big League baits, that looks interesting. Don't see those back home. And then we've got a bunch of Z-Man baits here too, which I always like to look at, because I always like to find different colors, especially on the big TRDs. So they actually have a twilight color here that I have not gotten at home, but this is the regular TRD. I like that color, so I'm gonna pick it up. And then on this side we got some really nice looking jigs. Tournament ready tackle. I like the look of these jigs that they got. Always like to look at stuff that's not local because you just might find something really good. For instance, look at this thing. Next level bass fishing. It's a nice looking jig. Pretty cool. Okay, and we've got Cumberland Pro Series. More jigs, and here we have Nico baits. I'm not familiar with Nicos. Look at this. Looks like a Helgramite. Boy, that really looks like a Helgramite. That would be a good alternative to a Ned rig. I might have to come back and look at that again. A couple of Bill Normans. Boy, I'd go crazy if I found a Bill Norman top dollar in here. You just never know. That's why you look at these places. I'm looking. I'm checking them. Got some crankbaits from Norman here. A couple more Normans. Oh, he's got the kind I like. Deep little end. Yeah, we're gonna pick that up. We're gonna pick a deep little end up. All right, so we're at the next store here, also in Louisville, Stinit Outdoors. Let's take a walk in and see what they got. So here we are at Stinit Outdoors, and we're gonna go right to the wall with some of the sails. Nice smallmouths up above here. Look at that. So he's got some missile baits here, some jigs on sale. Oh, I like them, they're nice. Might have to pick some of those up. And he's got the Berkeley Finisher on here, which I don't have any of these yet, so I may buy one. I particularly like this color, like right here. I think we're gonna get that one. Berkeley Finisher. Elastic. What's this one? Daiwa. This is a Daiwa high-end bait at half price. That's a good sale right there. Another wall of the swinging back fats. Some more zoom baits, and then over here we got a ton of chatterbaits. These are mini maxes. Nice. Jackhammers. I don't have the mini max. I don't want to get one of those. 3/8. Okay, so it was a good trip. I picked up baits at all three stores, so we're gonna share that with you next. If you know, the one thing that I was really impressed with Edgemore was their organization. They were very well organized. Part of the reason for that was because they were such a large store. They had so much space, and so on the plus side, it was very organized. On the bottom side, on the not so plus side, maybe they had more space than they needed. Now they have room to grow, and that's a good thing. But if that store, you know, it might not be the most efficient use of that space if they're never going to grow, because it was just a huge store and things were just spread out. The other two tackle stores, Dunmore and Stinnett, were actually the opposite. They, you know, and this is what you typically see in a tackle store, right? Limited space and as much packed in there as you can get. So it was they were different stores compared to Edgemore, but all three of them had their own uniqueness. I think out of the three that I visited, I enjoyed and liked Dunmore the best. One of the reasons, and there were two reasons for that. One was they had a lot of different baits there that were local that you can't find in my area. And two was the staff that they had there. I believe the person that was working there at the time was the owner. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but he was around my age and we just hit it off. He saw some of the baits I was buying. He liked them too and talked about his experiences with them. I talked about my experiences with them. One of those was a Norman deep little end that we thought, we both agreed how great of a crankbait that is and how it's gotten forgotten about over the years. And and he helped me purchase some items that I'll show you here in a few minutes. And that was just a really pleasurable trip visiting the Dunmore tackle store. So I would definitely recommend that one. But I recommend the other two also. They all have different advantages, and they all have a lot of different baits that you can't find here locally where I live here in Pennsylvania. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. The first place we visited was Edgemore. So the first item that I picked up at Edgemore was this right here. This is a Mega Bass spinnerbait. I've heard some good things about this. It's the Project Living Legend SV3. This is a double willow leaf spinnerbait, and I chose 1/2 ounce because I want to be able to when I throw a willow leaf spinnerbait, I like to fish it rather fast. So I usually buy a heavier one so I can fish it fast so it doesn't rise up out of the water too quickly. This is a really good shad color. The color is called Wakasaki, and it looks like a shad. I also purchased some of these centering clips. You've seen me use these before. It's just a little spring centering clip. This is a small size from Owner that allows me to, I like to put that in front of a fluke, for example, or other baits, and then I just slip the hook through it and nose hook it, and it holds it to the bait. Very nice thing to have. And then lastly, at Edgemore, I got an ATV. This is the Bill Lewis ATV. This is a square bill crankbait that comes through cover, especially wood, very, very well. Now, I already had this crankbait, but I didn't have this color in this size. This is this fire craw, and in the medium size. I have the fire craw but smaller, but I wanted the medium size. This is really good in very cold water in spring and then again in fall, but especially in spring when the bass are first moving up. This color is good, and this bait will allow me to throw through wood and all kinds of cover because the ATV comes through that stuff really well. The next store we visited was Dunmore. I bought a little more there. I'll show you what I got and why I got these things. Number one, I bought this. This is the Swing Impact Fat. This is Kitex Swing Impact Fat. Most of you are familiar with this and that you know I like this bait a lot, but I've never had this color before. This is Table Rock Shad, so it's got the purple back and like that little lemon kind of color belly, and so this is a great smallmouth color, and I didn't even know they made this color, and unfortunately I could only find it there in the 2.8 inch size. If they had it in 3.8 or 4.3, I would have bought those right away too, but they had it in this size and I got a pack right away because this could be really good for smallmouths. Not only that purple, but that little bit of yellowish chartreuse. I like it that it's a little paler. It's not so bright on the belly. This is going to catch me some smallies. I also picked up some of these. This is the Finesse TRD from Z-Man, but this is an interesting color called Twilight. It's got that pink and purple, and again, this is a known good color for smallmouth bass. Largemouths like these too. Well, when I saw this Bill Norman crankbait, this is the deep little N in a nice shad pattern here. I had to have it, and we got in a good conversation. Me and who I believe was the owner there, the guy at the staff on hand at the store. This is one of his favorite crankbaits too. It's kind of, doesn't have the attention it once had. This thing was the standard, at one time, this crankbait, this deep little end for, deep diving cranks, because it was just such a good fish catcher. But so many new ones have entered the market that people have forgotten just how good this one is. But I haven't. This thing catches a lot of fish still today, and I enjoy using it. Then this was something that I didn't find. He had this, I don't know how to pronounce this name, Nico. I got to show you this. This is a Hellgrammite. This particular one is called Natural. It's got just brown and black. But the thing that makes it interesting, I don't want to open the pack all the way, but I'll pull one out for you here if I can. Is that the material of this is also like the Elastec, so it's stretchy, it'll hold up real well. And this just looks just like a Hellgrammite, and I could see this as being a really good Ned rig alternative. And when I got talking to the staff member, he said that it pairs really well to these Finesse Bullets weedless jig heads that are also made by Z-Man. So the Z-Man jig heads along with this Nico Hellgrammite could be a very good combination. It's something he said he did really well with. And so I've got a 1/10 ounce and I think a 1/16 ounce, some heavier ones and some lighter ones here. Now I could also use these with a lot of other things. The Ned, obviously the Ned rig with the TRD, or even the big TRD. Looking forward to trying these because they may help me get through some cover without hanging up so easily. So that's it for Dunmore. Now let me show you what we got at Stinnett Tackle. The thing I want to show is I got this Spro Frog there. The color is called red ear sunfish. It's got that nice yellow belly to it, a really nice color, and then it's got the brown and blue skirt. So this is going to have a sunfish or bluegill look to it, and that's why I bought it. I like that color yellow for the belly, and I like the skirt. I already trimmed it just a little bit, and so you might notice that one side is a little bit shorter than the other, and that's just to allow me to walk the dog. It walks the dog a little bit easier that way when they're offset. And so this is a great frog, the Spro Frog. I also got some jig heads. These are 3/8 ounce guppy heads from Dirty Jigs. This is a bait from Jackal called the Archelon. And the Archelon is a creature style bait. Let me show this to you. I've never used it, but I've heard very good things about it and I wanted to try it. This particular color is School Bluegill. It's got some gold in it, some blue fleck in it. Don't know how well you can see that in this lighting. And it also has a hole in the back that you can put in a rattle, so you can make this thing make some noise. The thing stinks. It has a very unique odor to it, but from what I understand, it is a very good bait, and I look forward to fishing it. Last but not least, I bought the Berkley Finisher. I don't have forward-facing sonar. That's not why I bought it. I bought the Finisher because of the action that this thing will have. For you who know who are familiar with the Lucky Craft Wanderer, I believe the action is very similar. It'll have that darting, jerking action as it sinks. So you can get it down to the fish, but then have it dart and jerk back and forth, or just even kind of walking back and forth. This particular color is called Gold Chrome, and this is the Finisher 9. It's a 3.5 inches, so a perfect size for when I'm throwing for those smallmouths. Well, that's it. That's my take from the 3 tackle stores from when we were down in Tennessee, in Knoxville. Keep it tuned here. We'll show you some video of us fishing down there in an upcoming video. And of course, we have a lot of other good content coming very soon. So keep it tuned here. Hope you liked that particular video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel if you like my content. And until next time, be safe out there. Hope to see you on the water. And as always, may God bless your fishing endeavors.